it's me, Nicola Dickens from Free Mike here. Welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel, whichever the case may be. So it is another beautiful Wednesday morning. I almost have no words. It's been such a day. I got up this morning, got a whole bunch of stuff done, and then of course got um, stuck on TikTok for like 3 hours. So yeah, it's like this. I get on TikTok and it's like this never-ending um, scroll that I revive from like hours later, and then I don't get anything done, and I wonder why. Yeah. So we are here as always doing our little thing. We are working on, excuse me, the No Worries workbook. I believe this is chapter 3. I think we'll find out. If it's not, I will make sure to put those corrections down below so that we do know. So let's see what we got. Oh, so yeah, we've actually done quite a few things. The last exercise we did was to spin this decision wheel, and we spun it, and it was all right. So before we get started on these pages, let's have a wonderful, wonderful day. As always, guys, fuck cancer, fuck anxiety, fuck depression, fuck COVID, in with the good, out with the bad. So I'm so glad that I finally figured out, hey, read the directions, stupid. And we were able to get this working. It is definitely a lot better to use these in my videos simply because you can hear me. You don't hear this noise, and it's very freaking loud. Okay. Make a plan. Sometimes when you are worrying about something, it's because you're afraid you won't get through it. And you don't really know how to handle what may come. In this activity, you're going to make a plan for how you're going to own this situation, whatever it may be. Simply acknowledging and accepting what you have control over and what you don't can help you focus on what truly needs to be done and let go of all of the rest. With this plan in your arsenal, worry doesn't stand a chance. So what am I worried about? I have one of these, I don't know, I worry about everything under the sun most of the time. I just don't know how to not worry. But some of the common things every day is the state of our country, and it constantly worries me. You never know what's going to happen, and things are just very sad right now. Hospitals, and I think they're hospitals. Hate hospitals, afraid of them, don't want to go into them, especially now being COVID and Omicron and I don't know what else, you know. 3, being able to find and purchase what we're going to need to survive. How am I going to be able to do that? One of the things that let's pretend for like 2 minutes that the internet and everything goes dark. I don't think that'll ever happen, and I'll tell you why. But let's say that does happen. What are the things I'm going to need to survive? What is the information I'm going to need to know? Maybe I start putting, a folder together that's, recipes or off-grid information or whatever, and that's something that you can start doing to help control that. Let's see. Number 4, tires for the truck. Okay, so the last couple of years, well, let's start about 3 years ago. Back in 2020, my husband and I sold our house and bought a live-in trailer that we can pull around whatever we want to do with it. it's a fifth wheel, not a trailer, my God. And we thought, okay, this is gonna be great. We have a piece of property. We're gonna have our farm. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. And shit went south, and that's south very, very fast. So in doing this, we bought the new truck and the new trailer, and they say they have these warranties and they have these service plans and they have blah 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 blah. And we got all of that because we didn't want to have to deal with the truck for 5 years. We would deal with all of it for 5 years. So we did that. Don't do that. What we did purchase, what we can use, we don't need, and what we need, we can't have. So it's kind of like, okay, you want one on your insurance? No, you can't have that. But look at this nice mug. So that's been a big, huge mess. Of course, it's a dually because we're pulling a fifth wheel, so it's 6 tires instead of 4 tires, and oh my God. So I mean, it keeps going, piles and piles and compiles. 4th of July. That concerns me for a couple of different reasons. A, what are they going to do to us on that day? Because you know that they're not going to let our National Independence Day go unwrecked of some sort. And that bugs me and that irritates me, and I worry about what could happen there. Also, we were supposed to be going up to Flag and spending time with our friends up there over the 4th of July. Well, no tires, no camping. So it's just kind of one of those things that I've been dealing with, and it's like, okay, I'm tired. I just keep doing more and more, and finally yesterday I decided to come at it at a new angle, because I keep telling my husband how much money's in the account. He knows how much money we make, so he's like, what the hell? And I'm like, okay, so yesterday what I did was I kind of worked backwards, and I made out a whole list of everything that we pay all month long. So if it's off of his and it's twice a month, I times 2, blah blah blah. And I approached him with that, and he started to see, because I mean, I think he thought I was saving like $1,000 at a time for that, and I'm like, no, we don't have that. We have other stuff we have to deal with. So that one, it's like compiling, and so now, and I've told him, I said, why don't we start buying tire by tire? And I mean, if we would have started that, over a month ago, we'd have had them. And I'm like, he's like, no, we can just save money and get them all at one time. Okay, I happen to know that it doesn't work very well that way. However, and I told him, I'm like, I understand you can't put the tires on the truck at that point because you need all of them. You don't want to switch one and have all, because that's bad. And I don't know, I'm like, oh my God. Sometimes you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. And then all the children, all these kids. I mean, we just had another 70 kids found, and it makes you wonder. Okay, all these kids are in jail, but who took them? What the hell? And I worry a lot about that, mostly because of my past. But yeah, that's one of those fun things. So those are my 6. So part 2 is, can I control any outcome of this situation? Okay, so the state or country is in, no, I have absolutely no control. Hospitals, I don't have any control over the hospital, but I do have control over taking care of myself the best or better than what I have been or something, so that way I can not end up having to go to the hospital. So, I mean, there is a way you can turn that around. And then 4th of July, one of those scenarios has nothing to do, I have no control over that. And one of them kind of doesn't have any control over either, because you have to have that money in order to get the tire. And it's just this huge, I don't know, cat and mouse game. It's a pain in the ass. Okay, so what can I control? For example, the way I react to the situation, the steps I clarify any confusion that may be fueling my story. So, uncontrollable items. Being able to find the supplies that I need to survive is number 3. Tires for the truck and the children are the ones that are all of them. I have no control over the others. So with the I kind of did this backwards, that's why I'm like all confused. With being able to find the essentials, there are different areas that we can look in for those. You don't have to go to the brick and mortar all the time. Granted, you don't want to fuel the big business corporate platforms like Amazon and Walmart, but you can check to find if it's essentials anywhere else. Like the internet, another store, social media, maybe calling a friend, because a lot of times that does happen. They'll run across something and they don't know you need to know what it is. So, yeah, you can do it any way for that. Tires for the truck. I'm currently in desperate need of tires for the truck because the pressure just keeps dropping, and we don't need that to happen. We don't need to blow. When a tire blows on a dually, especially if it's in the back, it usually takes out that entire fender with it. So then you have to replace the fender. So I've talked to him about a couple of things to get the money for, to make sure that we got the money for the tires, but he is a very stubborn person. A redhead, stubborn. And then what do I need to handle this? For example, do I need a quiet space, a quick phone call to a friend, or friend for support? So I said living supply, 3 living supplies. I need a computer, a cell phone, and a paper and pen. Any in that combination, and I can pretty much kind of help with most of these things. Again, the tires is the cell phone or the computer, that kind of a thing. So, and then and then we have. Do I need anyone else to help me with this project? I said yes, please. I could always use Don's help because he is a little bit better first, especially in the tires crap. The problem with that is getting him through I'm going to scream and yell and throw a hissy fit, and then think reasonably, if that makes sense. He doesn't do that in public most of the time. He just does that, I don't know. I need a good example. A good example of that would be, because before any situation like that happens, he blows his tap, smokes or usually smokes. Drinking doesn't help anything. And he sits down. He actually has time to think about it in his head, and that's normally if he's going to change that decision. And then he'll look back on it and not do it. One of the most recent times was we had Father's Day with Don's oldest daughter. On Father's Day, well, we were supposed to be there at 6. We were doing stuff, and I told Don, I said, okay, I'm going to go get in the shower while you shave. So that means, you come in here while I'm showering, you shave. Okay? So by the time I'm done showering, you'll be ready to shower. So he's sitting here, he's messing with, I want to say the pen or this thing or something. And I go in and I get in the shower because that's what the deal was. So I'm hoping, I'm like, come on, you can come in here, and he never shows up. So I get out of the shower because I'm now finished, and I come out, and I want to say it was probably 5 minutes later, Dawn was like, I should have gotten in the shower. I should have shaved while you got in the shower. I'm like, I know I said that. He goes, I know. Another thing is the way we're selling our house. Um, we had options. He got upset. He wanted out of the house. We thought we were going on a farm right then. Just get this done. Get it over with. I don't want to talk about it. Had we known that this business partner was going to be this much of a douche, basically, that's what we would have done. We would have kept the house longer, fixed it up, taken the time to fix it up, and then go from there. It didn't turn out that way. It kind of screwed us both up. You can also take some type of a fixed loan type thing, and we had a guy in the company that was going to do that. You guys fix the house up and get it ready to go. We'll sell it and we'll be good. We'll give you the money to fix your house so we can get a better price. But it takes longer to do that way. And he was like, I need to get this done. We need it over with. We need it out. We need to get going. After the fact, he's like, probably should have just had him give me the money and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, I thought so. So we always have this I told you so thing, and normally it goes unrecognized. I have recently been saying, hey, you need to listen. Okie dokie. Let's do us another round. As always, fuck cancer, fuck anxiety, fuck depression, fuck COVID. In with the good and out with the bad. Okay, peer into this crystal ball. So we got this cute little crystal ball going on there. A lot of activities for easing worry focuses on turning the present moment into calmness, but sometimes looking forward can bring a sense of peace too, as the future is full of promise. After all, there is an infinite possibilities in what hasn't occurred. After all, there's an infinite possibilities in what hasn't occurred, right? In the crystal ball above, draw or write your ideal future and what it would look like. Where are you living? How are you spending your free time? So I didn't do a picture. I can't draw for shit. So I kind of did the whole writing it out. So I want a 120 plus acre farm. I would like it here in Arizona still, so I would kind of like it in the 5,000 elevation range, because that's a perfect place for me. I'd have chickens, pigs, goat. I really don't think I would do a cow. I've thought about it. I don't know. And I've thought about a horse, but they are so much work. I don't know. We would have our trailer sitting towards the top of a hill that would be overlooking the weed garden, flower, food, and tree gardens. The dogs would be down playing with the kids and grandkids. It would be solar, full gardens. We would be completely self-sufficient on that farm. Yeah, it would just be that, beautiful peace. Sitting up there watching everything as the sun's coming up, drinking a hot cup of coffee, and that would be absolutely surreal for me. I would love that. Okay. Appreciate these 10 beautiful little things. When your mind is engulfed in worry, it's difficult to see the truth that everything is and will be okay. The following are 10 little beautiful things you can appreciate right this second and focus your mind on the present, easing worry and putting your life into more perspective. So the fresh start. You woke up this morning. That's where we're going to start. We're just going to kind of do that. The scars on your heart that have showed that show you have cared for something deeply and will again. Um, Sympathy pains. One of the oddest things that I've ever heard of and actually had happen. I was probably about 9 years old, and my friend was about the same age. I don't remember her name anymore. Um, she was a wild one. Um, she liked to sneak out of her room. We had to have been a little older than that. I know. I want to say we weren't even teenagers, so about 10, 11, 12 ish. Um, and we snuck out quite often together, sadly. And we just did stupid things. We'd walk up to like the drugstore and buy candy or buy something. Normally it had to do with nails or makeup or something like that. And we hung out all the time. Well, she got really, really sick. And I couldn't go see her and I couldn't talk to her. And it upset me. And we'd been playing around. Well, she had spinal meningitis and ended up having to be in the hospital for like 6 weeks. It was something serious. When I started taking on the same exact symptoms. So my mom took me to to the same ER that she was at and that she's at the hospital at, and went through the whole story again. So they admitted me out of the assumption that I had it because that's what everything pointed towards. They had started the test. They needed to know how it was going. They went ahead and started me on antibiotics. They had given me something for pain. I don't know what it was. When 3 days later, the test results all came back, and I was perfect. Not quite like hers. And that's when my mom was getting very mad. Actually, very, very mad at me because this happened, and I'm faking it. She thought. Well, the doctor there, he's like, no, this is an actual medical condition that you can be so close to somebody and feel the same things that they feel, and it's just because of that bond. I always thought that was just the coolest, neatest thing. I've never been like that with anybody else. On Father's Day, however, I was laying down to take a nap and I had just barely fallen asleep. When you know how you hear that voice in your head that it sounds like you or somebody you know, and it's talking to you, and it's you like stun yourself awake. Well, that had happened, and it was my son saying that he needed me, and it just I don't know. My eyes flew open. I flew up. It seemed so real that he was actually talking to me that I had to jump up and to look at my phone. But those things can happen. It's really kind of a cool thing that we do. You think about your family. I don't. I think of my kids. I think of my brother. I think of my cousins. But for the most part, I really don't think of my family that much. My friends, yeah, we have fun. We do stuff. I don't really look back on that type of thing. I look back on a dog before an animal of some sort before I would that. The sounds of the world around you. The body that carries you through each day. Yeah, that would relax me. It would make me way more anxious. The bed that gets you to come home each night. Yes, now my bed I do love. I have one of those purples. It is super comfortable. I do think it does have that because it has that cooling gel on the inside, and I do think it does help because here in Arizona it gets freaking hot. The sky overhead. And then this moment right here that I get to spend with all of you. You know I love ya. Alrighty. There's so much more. Oh. Okay, I think we will stop on, we're gonna do this on the last page. So, look ahead. What do you have to look forward to? Probably a lot. How about the first sip of a favorite beverage tomorrow morning? Or a fun outing you have marked on your calendar? Or a good friend you haven't met yet? Or the dream job that is waiting right around the corner for you? Unfortunately, it is easy to get stuck in a feeling of hopelessness when worry has taken hold. So, in this activity, you're going to rediscover what the world has to offer by going to the next page and writing down everything you look forward to. They can be big things, little things, they just need to have that little spark of excitement. This way to the future. So, it gives you a 9 square. Things I look forward to. I'm very much looking forward to my new grandbaby. If you guys have been on the channel a lot, I do talk about. I have stayed away from him at this point in time because he was born 4 months early. I have no immune system. If I get anything or get anything on me, I can't fight it off to give it to him. So I'm not going to take that chance. I'm waiting for his immunity to be a little higher. But yeah, I can't wait. I think that'll be amazing. 4th of July, if we're able to spend it with friends, even if we can spend it here at home, I always look forward to 4th of July, just because I love my country. It's, this is a day that we get to acknowledge all of us as one. Doesn't matter what American we are, white American, Hispanic American, Latin American, Black American, whatever, we're all American, and we can all stand together, prideful of the country that we live and run every day. I always gives me hope, and we're coming up on it again. Getting my umph back. I have lost my umph. I am looking for my umph. If anybody finds it, can you send it back? I'm trying to get out of my head. I've recently gone through a bipolar dump, and I don't know. I'm really working hard to get up, get moving, get things done, be happy, and it all seems like a chore. Smile, put your hair up, do your makeup. It's all just work at this point. So I am looking forward to getting my back. Talking with hubby, and really talking to him about his day and all this other stuff. I have asked him 4 years, how's your day? Same as yesterday. Okay. Never does he elaborate. Well, he's starting to, and it's actually so cute. So I actually really love it. So yeah, I actually look forward to that part of my day. Self-time, alone time. I love my husband. Let me tell you, I love my husband. But I love my husband when he's gone. Spending 2 years in a 350-foot trailer 24/7 with each other is pure hell. So, I don't care how good you are, I don't care how close you are, I don't care. That's a lot of time. Rosati's Pizza, because I love their pizza. My 30-minute break. Basically, every 30 minutes when I'm not doing a video, I stop. I watch something on TikTok or whatever, and then I go back. I get 5 minutes every 30 minutes to kind of redirect a little bit and kind of get it out and make sure I'm moving on. So I always look forward to those. Sponsors. I love when I get new sponsors. I love to look at their stuff. I love to play with their brand. I love sponsors. It's something I've always liked. I was in an advertising firm before with my own, and that's what I like doing, that creative part of it. So I always look forward to that. And then my writing time. I am actually picking the book back up because, I don't know, I pick it up and put it down quite often. I get into a thing and I'll write 9 chapters and then I'm like, okay, I need to, do something else for a little while. So yeah, I always look forward to that as well. So that is what we've done today in the No More Worries workbook. So let's do this. I saw on my screen earlier that my hubby's on his way home, so I keep looking over my shoulder so that way I can make sure to stop the video and we're gonna do this. So, as always, guys, fuck cancer, fuck anxiety, fuck depression. In with the good, out with the bad. So, as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Um, let me know if you guys are following this series and if it's helping you. If you come up with something that I haven't. If you interpret a page differently than me, let me know. I'm kind of curious on how that is. Throw down the comments below. If you struggle with anxieties and worries, what do you do that helps you get through them? Do you get into these slumpers and you can't get up? What I mean, what do we do here? So as always, I hope you have a beautiful day. Mad love. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.